Say hello to my little friend. We got the blue YetiCaster here, boys. So, as you know, my microphone took a shit on me after 8.5 years of faithful service. It's been through a lot. It's been through several moves: California, Florida, Virginia. It's been all over the world. And it finally crapped out on me. But I got myself a Yeti with the $100 boom mic that comes with it, the $50 shock mount that comes with it. But if you buy them all bundled like this, you get a nice little deal. I'll have a link to that in the description below. Let's see what this bad boy sounds like. Bang. Alrighty boys, you know where we do our unboxing. Over here at the Stormtrooper desktop. I'm going to go ahead and slide on in here. Now, I guess I don't need this boom arm anymore because I now have the YetiCaster boom arm, which is like, it's like $100 boom arm, which is insane because most boom arms are like 20 bucks on Amazon. But these little flimsy ass ones, these generic ones, they actually kind of suck. The springs get really either too tight or they get way too loose. And over time, these arms can bend, and it just feels kind of flimsy. It doesn't look very good, and it just, I don't know. It fell off my desk a couple times, and just kind of pissed me off. So, anyway, won't have to deal with that anymore. Unboxing knife today. We're using the Fire Goddess. Really love this knife. It was a great gift. All right, so we'll start with the accessories first. You have your shock mount right here, which is a real bad boy. I think like even their shock mount's like 40 or 50 bucks because, well, it's blue. They actually do audio production devices such as professional grade headphones, microphones, all kinds of other good things. So this is like very good quality, and it's meant specifically for the Yeti, as is the boom arm, so you know everything's going to be compatible and fit right up just fine. Boom arm right here, which as you see is the definition of quality when it comes to boom arms. Ugh. Wow.
Hell yeah!
Like a baseball bat. Look at that bad boy. Got your blue logo right there. I'm assuming you unscrew this to get it to adjust. Wow, it feels super solid. It just kind of snaps back into place. Huh. I'm not really too sure how to adjust this thing just yet, but we'll get there. It also has a cable way, so you can run your microphone cable down the back of it, and you know I'm all about cable management. Don't judge back there. Obviously, I haven't done my cable management recently on this build because I've been moving things around and swapping components in and out, so I'd rather just do it once and be done with it. So here is the man, the myth, the legend, the Blue Yeti. This microphone is absolutely awesome. It has 4 cardioid pickup patterns on here. You have stereo, unidirectional, omnidirectional, and cardioid, I believe. You have your gain knob back there, so you can adjust it on the fly. You also have a quick mute button. Doesn't click in, it's just like a very light press. And then you have your headphone volume, because you can plug in headphones and have a 0 latency monitor of your voice. And again, this has 4 capsules in there. We're going to test out each mode so you can see the clear difference in the different cardioid modes. And build quality overall, I mean, I've played with Yetis in the past. They are very solid, and you know, Blue is just a fantastic brand. They stand behind their customer service, they stand behind their products, and I've been using them for years. Back when I used to do music production, we used a lot of Blues. We used the Snowball, the Yeti, and some of their more high-end music-oriented mics like the Spark and the Bluebird and stuff like that, which aren't really what you need if you're just doing some streaming and YouTubing, because they usually range from like $200 to multiple $1,000s, and you know, they're not USB. They're usually require phantom power and stuff like that, and a mixer and all that other good stuff that, you know, streamers just want to plug and play. You just want an easy to use USB microphone. So this is plug and play. However, I think it does come with a CD that gives you some tutorials and whatnot. And I got some cool little design back there with, sure enough, little cartoon Yetis. Makes sense. Picture of a silver Yeti here. I did get the Blackout edition, so everything's blacked out. They do have a white version of the Yeti, which obviously would go really good with the Stormtrooper theme. But this bundle here that comes with the boom arm, the shock mount, and the Yeti for like 150 bucks, they did not have it in white, unfortunately. So really good instruction manual, huge font, even an old person like myself can read it. It has graphs, diagrams that show you the different pickup patterns, stereo, cardioid, and basically when you would want to use those modes. So for example, if you're doing like an interview, you can put it in stereo or in front and back mode, so it picks up your voice and their voice. If you're trying to capture the entire ambience of a room to give it that kind of as if you were there feeling, you can put it omnidirectional, so it's picking up from 360 degrees. And then if you're just recording yourself, either cardioid or unidirectional would probably be your best bet. So really good instruction manual, cool pictures in there. Just really nice. I'll probably read this later this evening. So let's get this thing all set up. So unlike this stupid jacksaw design that most of these cheap little $20 boom arms have, this actually has like a nice little pinwheel kind of thing that makes it super easy to get on and off, and also it seems to clamp down with extreme force. Like it's not going anywhere. And this overall just feels super solid. This part's metal and then this part's plastic, but it's like really high quality polymer plastic. So very durable looking, and I have no expectations of it breaking. Instruction manual here is actually specifically for the boom arm, which by the way is called the Compass. I was calling it the YetiCaster for some reason, but that's the name of the 3-pack that comes with their Shockmount, which also has a specific name. I'll have that in the description and on screen somewhere. And this is the Compass, which is a premium tube style broadcast boom arm. So far I am loving this thing. So it shows you how to connect your microphone, how to connect your Shockmount, all that other good stuff. Obviously fully compatible with all Blue microphones, as well as probably universal for other microphone brands as well. And you have other languages in here, all that good stuff. So I need to find out how to adjust this bad boy because it has these interesting little knobules on there that I'm not doing something right because it's not really adjusting. Alright, so I think I got everything configured in place where I want it. Installation's actually really easy. So the Compass drops into its holster here. You have these 3 adjustable levers which adjust the tension. Also, if you need further adjustment, you can take off this little plate right here. And there's adjustment screw that adjusts the tension of the springs, but I didn't have to do any of that. Because this is configured for the Yeti, which is a pretty heavy mic, I didn't need to go too tight on here because the weight of the mic kind of supports itself. The shock mount screws in, just threaded in, and then you have this little tab here, which if you loosen or tighten, you can, God, I got it really tight on there, actually adjust the mic like that. I'm probably just going to have it upside down overhead, so it's out of my screen view, but also picks up my voice. And then you have this little tab on the bottom, which screws the microphone in. It's actually like a clip that has a couple washers, so you're not going to be shuffling around or anything like that. And I'm pretty excited because I think the shock mount is going to absorb literally any shock whatsoever. So if I accidentally bump the desk or something, you guys aren't going to hear a big pop or boom or anything like that. So let's get this thing plugged in. It does have a very long 10-foot USB cable here, so that's awesome. I can just route it through the back of my desk and into the Stormtrooper. So as far as cable management is concerned, you have these little plastic tabs. Now these do feel like they could break pretty easily if you're opening and closing them several times. However, I do feel like it's set it and forget it. As long as you're not moving or transporting the mic, you should just leave this cable ran in through the cableway. So let's get this all tucked away, then fire it up, and we'll go over some of the software suite that Blue includes with it, which is their Blue voice effects. They're actually pretty good for free vocal effects. Alrighty boys, this is how I got her set up. I have the cables ran in through the back, and this thing is just buttery smooth to roll around. Like, man, I felt like I was arm wrestling Arnold Schwarzenegger every time I had to move the boom arm before. It was all crickety and sounded like an old mattress just getting blown out. But yeah, this one is like buttery smooth. It doesn't take a lot of effort to move it, however, it doesn't move on its own, and it just feels super solid. I banged my desk a couple times, and like the shock mount seems like it's doing its job as well. Obviously getting power to this, as you see that the red light is illuminated there. And let's go ahead and jump over my screen so we can start testing this bad boy. Alrighty boys, I have the Blue Yeti about a foot away from my mouth, no pop filter, hanging on the boom arm with the shock mount. This is with the gain knob completely at 0 and 75% receiver strength set in Windows. So let's, this is cardioid pattern by the way. Let's go ahead and crank the gain knob up just a little bit. Alright, that's at about a quarter of the way. Alright, that is about halfway. As I see, I'm getting up into the yellow in my Streamlabs OBS. So I'm probably not going to go any higher than that because I'll start clipping and getting in the red, and we don't want that, especially because I don't have a pop filter on. But let's try out these other modes real quick. So this is now omnidirectional, so no matter where you are in the room, whether you're talking behind the mic, in front of the mic, whatever, you are still going to be picked up and heard clearly. Alrighty, boys, so this is now bi-directional, which is the... Let's turn the gain down just a little bit. It looks like I'm clipping. Don't want that. No, sir. No, sir. Whoop, that might be up. There we go. Now we're cooking with that bacon grease. Anyway, so this is now bi-directional. This is what you would use for an interview. So as you see, it picks up my voice from the front, but not so much the sides or anything like that, but also the back of the mic. So if you're interviewing somebody, you can be heard on both sides. Like that. Alright, so this is omnidirectional again. This is basically all around. So if you're doing a field recording or a conference call, this is the option you want. Now last but not least, this is stereo mode. So it'll give you two very distinct separate channels. So I'm over here on the right side. I'm over here on the left side. I'm over here on the west side. I roll with the east side. So as you see, it clearly separates the two channels, stereo. So if you have a guitar over here and then you're singing over here or something like that, it could easily distinct that. But generally for podcasting or YouTube creation or voiceovers or some kind of, just talking to the camera kind of thing, cardioid's where you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and click back to that real quick. All right. Should be good. Now this is very intrusive in my view. I can't really game with it how it is right now, so I'm going to go ahead and raise it up to where it's well overhead, probably about 2 feet above my head, so it's out of the way of both my monitors. And we'll do a couple tests where I'm going to be doing some clicking on the keyboard and mouse to simulate some gaming to see how it cancels out that noise in the background. It's going to be raw and unedited. I'm not going to put on any noise gate to cap off any noise from my CPU or my keyboard. So this will be a very good simulation. I'll also tap the desk a couple times and bang the boom arm to see how well that shock mount works. It's pretty beefy looking, so I think it'll absorb the majority of vibrations. Alright, so I turned the gain up just a skosh because it is pretty far away from my mouth. It's about 1.5 feet away from my mouth, no pop filter, sitting there on the shock mount. So I've got a Word doc here. I'm just going to go ahead and do some clicking on my mechanical keyboard to see how it separates the tracks of my voice as well as the keyboard. We'll do a little bit of clicking here on the mouse, a little more of this, simulating me getting mad headshots. Victory Royale, slide in there, capture the flag, give them the Husker Du, and yeah, I'm going to play that back, see how that sounds. I think I am going to make a separate video going over the Blue Vocal effects suite, going over all the software, because that in its own is a tutorial video going through how to set it up, how to get the most out of your Yeti microphone with the included software from Blue. This is just going to be raw, unedited audio clips for you guys to hear what the mic sounds like, raw, no rubber, no pop filter, no guard, nothing like that. And I mean, I've used these mics before in the past. I know that they're the bee's knees and that this thing is going to monumentally increase the quality of my stream. Alrighty, boys, I got this bad boy set on cardioid, and I'm going to go ahead and finish out this video. Back over here, my backdrop, and the mic is about 3 to 4 feet away from my mouth. I have the gain turned up pretty well, so we're going to go ahead and play this back. But overall, I am extremely satisfied with this product. Blue is reliable. They've been around for decades making quality instruments and basically musical products, microphones, studio quality headphones, stuff like that. And the Yeti is really great because it's at a pretty good price point. You can pick up one of these used for about $100 or brand new for between $120 to $160 depending on the color scheme, as they do go on sale. The whiteout one looks really cool, but I think the blacked out look is also very nice. The boom arm, aka the compass, very durable. The shock mount is also fantastic. I bumped the desk a couple times and it absorbed 100% of the impact. So just really phenomenal product, and I definitely look forward to using this in the future. Peace.